please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Welcome back, you're watching Business Lunch, the mid-cap space. That's one buzzing, and leading from the front are the lead companies. Take a look at Pondy as well as Nile Limited. Nile should come up for you. We have Nile, that one's up almost 16-17% as we speak, and we have another company from that space itself, Pondy Oxides, that one's too adding on to the gains, sitting with a gain of almost 7-8%. Apart from that, we have Tata Motors and Tata Motors DVR as well. We got some global wholesales numbers coming in, not sure how much that would be affected, but right now those stocks are seeing some bit of impact. But the earnings season, that one kicked off today with South Indian Bank being the first one to post numbers. The stock is lower by about 6.5% after reporting lower than estimated profit, and that was because of a one-off in provisions. Abhishek, the stock was at a 52-week high going into the numbers. You've passed.
You mentioned, the stock was at 52-week ahead of its earnings. Numbers are not bad. Operationally, it's still a very strong quarter for them. You look at the net interest margin at 2.87%. This is the highest in last 7 quarters, or even let's say it has matched, the last 14 odd quarters. Operating profit at 460 crores, that is up by 21.3% quarter on quarter. So that is also very strong, given the fact that they also were aided by other income, but not from treasury point of view. It was through balance sheet growth. Balance sheet growth remains steady. Your loan book grew by 12.4%, which remains steady, given the fact that last quarter also they grew by 12.8%. The main point was slippages being arrested. After 2 quarters, in Q4 they reported more than 1150 crore of slippages. Last quarter they reported 686 crore of slippages. This quarter they reported 252 crore of slippages. So slippages have been arrested. Net interest margins are improving and is at multi-quarter high. These are the positive highlights of the results. Now the one-off in provision is largely on account of diminution in the value of security receipts book. Now this book currently stands at about 1,275 crores. They are revalued by independent value researchers every 6 months on a 6 months basis. So based on that, they have made a mark to market provisions on account of diminution in the value. Otherwise, steady set of numbers as already mentioned.
All right, stay on with us, Abhishek, on that one. But we will move to one important development that Priya is getting us. Kalyan Jewellers, that has kicked off its IPO process. And we learned from sources that Warburg Pincus-backed company is in the process of finalising the bankers for its 2,500 to 3,000 odd crore rupees IPO. Priya Sheth gets us all the details. Priya, tell us.
Well, Kalyan Jewellers has finally kicked off its IPO process. In fact, what we do understand from our sources is that the company is looking at raising anywhere between 2,500 to 3,000 crore rupees through its initial public offering. Now, private equity investor Warburg Pincus has been investing in Kalyan Jewellers over the last couple of years and has invested about 1,700 crore rupees in Kalyan Jewellers so far. Now, through this IPO, Warburg Pincus could look at a partial exit is what we do understand from our sources. As of now, we understand that Kalyan Jewellers has been meeting bankers over the last week and has a couple of meetings planned with investment bankers over the next 2 weeks as well before it finalizes on who to appoint as far as this issue is concerned. Funds will be used for domestic as well as international expansion. Do remember that Kalyan Jewellers is also looking at entering into new international markets, and in fact, as far as the listing is concerned, this could happen anywhere between early or mid 2018. In fact, we did write to the company with this, and the company did say that they have not finalized any plans as far as the initial public offering is concerned, and that suggestions being made in this regard are speculative in nature. The company is focusing on consolidating its position as a trusted jewelry brand and continued expansion of their network as far as showrooms are concerned.
All right, with that we'll step into a short break, come back and we'll get you a chat that Manisha Gupta, our colleague, had with Mohammed Barkindo, who's the General Secretary of OPEC, at the sidelines of the India Energy Forum.
Back, you're watching Business Lunch. On the back of those block trades, Sashun, just take a look at that particular counter, and that has been revving up from about 2% up to now around 4% up in trade. So that is on the back of the large trade on that particular counter. Take a look at some of the others, like South Indian Bank on the back of results. That is finding it extremely difficult to recover from the lows of the day and still continues its downward momentum at 7% down as we speak, 6.5 to 7%. And also GTL Infra, take a look at that particular counter. That is one counter which has been consistently, in fact, gone down and now trying to recover. So that's the picture coming in on the markets front. The Sensex, Nifty, as well as mid-caps really holding on steady with the gains. Now, Indian car maker Mahindra & Mahindra has launched its new KUV 100, and Utkarsh Chaturvedi, who was at the launch, joins us with all the particulars of that big launch. Tell us, Utkarsh.
The KUV 100 was launched 21 months earlier, and in fact it is too soon for a facelift. But you know, given the kind of competition the compact SUV segment is seeing, it is the KUV 100 NXT which the company is saying. Now, without wasting any time, I will show you what's new, what is visible. If you can see, there's LED headlamps, which is the new trend. You can see the grille is completely new. So this is something which is new in the in the KUV 100. If you can see, you have a double colored, so the roof is of a different color. This is something which is new. Talking about the alloy wheels, if I can ask my cameraman to really show the new alloy wheels and the new bumper. So these are the two major areas of change in the new KUV 100. On the interior side, it is all new black interiors. We will show you later on that, and a new AC vent. But the question is, why is it that the company needed a new KUV in such a short span of time? The kind of competition which the company is seeing from the likes of Vitara, brother, and now the Tata Nexon, it was necessary for the company to really beef up its KUV, beef up its sub-4 meter platform. So the TUV T10 came a month back, and now we can see a new sub-4 meter, facelift coming in just 21 months of the launch.
All right, Utkarsh, thanks a lot for that. Just 20 months from the launch, a facelift coming in for KUV. Let's see how the customers react to that. A few changes made there. But let's move on to an exclusive chat from the Sera Week, which is underway in New Delhi. Remember, CNBC TV18 is an exclusive partner for this mega energy forum, where the biggest names from the energy world are congregating. From the sidelines of that forum, Manisha Gupta, our colleague, has caught up with Mohammad Barkindo, who's the General Secretary of OPEC.
Regarding the implementation of the historic decisions that we reached with the non-OPEC friends and colleagues on the 10th of December last year, we are satisfied with the level of conformity, the level of implementation of the supply adjustments by all participating countries. The level of conformity has been unprecedented, over 100%. Yeah. And we are continuously seeing a further commitment by leading producers within the group, particularly the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, that came out with a very strong and positive message yesterday regarding further reductions in their production as well as exports. Absolutely. Going forward in order to accelerate the rebalancing process of the oil market that has taken too long, yes, nearly 3 years, with all the attendant consequences on all producers, oil companies, all stakeholders, including leading consumers like India.
Yes. So, a lot of big voices, including yourself, are in India right now. And almost everybody has been saying on how India's growth actually has surpassed the global growth as well when it comes to crude. You met the ministers yesterday as well, and Mr. Pradhan said that OPEC perhaps should be looking at responsible pricing for crude when it comes to that. How would you respond to that?
Yes, there is no doubt that India has established itself on the global energy map as the future for oil, the future for demand for energy in general and oil in particular. As you know, last year India surpassed all countries as being the fastest demand growth country in the world. And as I just recently said at plenary, nearly 90% of oil imports into India come from our OPEC member countries. Therefore, we have a strategic relationship that we intend to strengthen going forward, and hence the energy dialogue that OPEC and India had entered into, which we just had our ministerial high-level meeting in May at the OPEC Secretariat in Vienna.
All right, so that's the word coming in from OPEC. With that, it's curtains down on Business Lunch. It's goodbye from Mangalam and myself. Mid-Cap Radar is up next. Stay tuned.